Alright, what's up YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about 5 easy ways to quickly improve your defense here in NCAA 25. As you guys are going to see in one of my next couple of gameplays, defense is tough in this game, especially when you're playing against some of these elite teams and your opponents are doing a really good job of mixing up their play calls. Defense can become a little tough, but if you do these 5 principal things that can be applied to any defensive formation, any playbook, you will get better on defense, trust me. But don't forget down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on. Check me out on TikTok for more short video tip clips, and let's jump right into the video. All right, so the first thing that we need to talk about here is coaching adjustments. Coaching adjustments can absolutely make or break your defense, because coaching adjustments allow you to make adjustments to basically your defense before the ball's even snapped, or before the play's even called in the pre-play menu. So coaching adjustments super important. Having the best ones also very important too. So I like auto flip defensive play call. I like this on. If you turn this off, I'm basically just going to be briefly explaining what each of these things do. But auto flip defensive play call, if you have this off, basically what this does is it allows you to flip your defensive play, right? So you can press the right trigger and flip your defensive play just like this, right? So I'm flipping my defense. So the problem, I guess there is good and bad. This one is a little controversial because it can go both ways. If you have this off, this allows you to, I guess, have more control over which side you're blitzing off of. Because, let's say you only like a blitz. Sometimes there's blitzes in the history of like Madden where it only works on the left side, the left hip of the quarterback. And so if you have this on, then the offense can just flip their play to make sure that your slot corner always comes on the right side of the quarterback. So this just gives you more control. But then if you have it on, what it allows you to do is sometimes if you're setting up a blitz, sometimes you're gonna have your slot corner on the wrong side if you have it off, because you're kind of just guessing every play which side they're gonna come out on. So this one can go both ways. I normally like it on. There's not really a whole lot of times where I have this off. I like this on typically. Next up is cornerback matchups. This is, I normally don't touch this a whole lot, but sometimes I do, because sometimes I play man coverage. And by overall and by speed are by far the best ones. By depth chart is kind of stupid. By route running is not. And the route running isn't always, the dead giveaway of who's the best receiver on the team. By height, this is, if you're playing Madden 23, then this might be the one you need. But this is a Madden 23. So yeah, like by speed or by overall, if I'm going to turn it on. By overall also doesn't really mean a whole lot either. So this one's kind of misleading. So if you're going to have this on, have it on by speed. But normally I just have this unbalanced, and we kind of just rotate defenders onto specific receivers throughout the game. Okay, next up is defensive motion response. I've talked about this one before too. I like this one on disabled if I'm running zone coverage. If I'm running man coverage, then it's fine to be on default. But if I'm running zone, so it's really just man or zone. You don't want your zone defenders following receivers across the field when they motion, so you want to have this disabled. But if you're running man coverage, you do want your guys to follow receivers across the field, so have it on default. So it really just depends on the coverage that you're running. All right, next up is option defensive read key. Option defensive read key, I like to have this on conservative. I like to focus on the quarterback on the option. This one doesn't actually really do a whole lot, I will say. There's been times where you have this, I've had it on conservative, and we're still giving up read options to Jalen Milroe. Sometimes the quarterback is just faster than all your defenders, and it really doesn't even make a difference. So I would normally just have this on conservative. I like to focus on let my AIs focus on the quarterback, and then let me take the dive or the handoff defender. Now if they run like a triple option, then I'm gonna have it on aggressive, because I want my defenders to focus all the way towards the sideline, because it's gonna be hard for your user to get all the way to the sideline, contain like a quarterback pitch to a running back. So it depends on completely the play that they're calling. Read options, I like to have it on conservative, but if they're running triple options or pitches, I like to have this on aggressive. All right, next up is option defensive pitch key. So this is kind of similar to the same thing. You want to have this on aggressive for the pitches, so that your defenders can focus on the pitch man or the guy to the outside, and then you can, with your user, focus on the quarterback. That one's pretty simple. But next up we have strip ball. I don't touch strip ball. You don't want to have your strip ball on aggressive. Please do not put your strip ball on aggressive. It says higher chance for AI to attempt a strip for fumble chance. And then the con is higher chance of broken tackle and face mask penalty, okay? Face mask penalty. That's what happens almost every single time you have strip ball and aggressive. So please, just turn this off. This just isn't very good at all. Just leave it on default, don't even touch it. Tackling I also don't touch. Leave this unbalanced. Because both of the pro AI defenders will tackle and serve. That's not really a pro. So this really just has two cons. Both of them really just have two cons. So just put this on balance. And then zone drops, I thought about zone drops as well. I like 25 and 5 zone drops allow you to help take away the sideline. And then I might also put my hook zones on 10 as well. So you can play around with your zone drops, is really whatever you prefer. What's up, YouTube? Before we jump back in this video, I need you guys to go hit me with a follow on social media, my TikTok and my Twitch, or BLT for Life 21. It's going to be on the screen. And then my Instagram and my Twitter is BLT for Life 22. Go hit me with a follow over there. We'll definitely make a better college football and really Madden player. I upload tips on both of those on all my social media. So hit me with a follow over there, and let's jump right back into the video. Alright, so next up we're going to be talking about another tip, press coverage at the right time. So say we have a cover zero, I think I just talked about this in Madden, right? So let's say we have a cover zero defense, right? And we have backed off man coverage, for example, right here. Well, as an offense, if I see backed off man coverage, my first inclination is to throw a curl route because it's so easy. It's almost every single time we take the snap, we cancel our drive back, and we just throw it. It's just super easy. That time we dropped it. So kind of not really helping my case here that it's super easy. But, you know, I'm just going to run it again because, you know, that time, I don't know really why he dropped that. But same thing, backed off man, we throw it, and that time we bring it in. So, look, backed off man, it's very easy to just throw curl routes and just really just throw right at these defenders. So what we're going to do is we're going to press. Now, when you're playing against Isaiah Bond, for example, right? You don't want to be pressing a guy like him, right? So this is more so if you're playing against just a receiver who's not 98 speed or doesn't have the takeoff ability. He can still be very good like Isaiah Bond is, but the reason we can't press Bond is because he has abilities to basically destroy our press. But for example, let's just say we have a cover zero defense, and so we take the snap here, and this time we're looking for our curl to Y, and you're able to see he is absolutely blanketed, and we end up getting sacked immediately, right? So that's the thing. If you have well-timed press coverage, understanding that, okay, when they're blitzing or when we're blitzing, just guard them for like very small amounts of time. Look, this time Bond gets pressed and he's guarded very well. Right here, he's pressed, he's guarded very well. He's not open. And then the quarterback is just sacked very quickly. So we're getting pressure on the quarterback very easily and very quickly. And the reason is because they don't have anywhere to go with the ball. We're getting after the quarterback, we have a blitz, no one's open, it just makes it easy. So it's kind of hand in hand. If we're running a blitz, we don't need to guard for that long. So just get our hands on these receivers, press them, and make their life a lot more challenging. Talking about gap shooting, you know, stopping the run. This is super easy. I'm not really gonna spend a lot of time on it since I just made a whole video about it, but all you're basically trying to do is loop around with your user to take away their inside zone runs. But what this allows you to do, you're gonna see, we're gonna go ahead, take the snap, hand off, and all we're gonna do, we're gonna loop around with our user and bring the running back down. It's very simple and very easy. You're able to see number 52, this offensive guard. He basically is looking out to come block us, but he's too slow to get all the way out there, and then we just loop around the offensive line and meet the running back right in the hole where he was trying to run to. Gap shooting is something that takes time and practice, and you know, you don't want to allow your running back to get to the second level and be able to turn this into a bigger gain. So bring him down with your user in the backfield, go into practice mode, practice doing exactly what I just did with two controllers, or you know, get your friend in practice mode to help you out, because I will say it's a little bit more difficult with two controllers, but I'm still able to do it, and you guys will be able to as well if you just practice it. We're just waiting for this offensive lineman to kind of come up. We're not really moving until the quarterback has the ball, and then we're just looping around and sniffing out the run in the backfield. Super simple, super easy. All right, so this really is just, this isn't necessarily something that you can just do in the game, but it's capitalizing on long yardage situations. So basically third and long defense. Third and long, we understand they have, and I'm characterizing like, let's say 3rd and 15. our defense on 3rd and 15, we don't want to be running, you know, press man coverage, getting up on them, because all it takes is for them to just throw a streak over the top and, you know, potentially score, right? So if it's 3rd and 15, we want to be calling a super safe defense, right? So maybe we run a cover 3 cloud type of defense where, you know, we're going to have a lot of zones on the field, and we're going to try to, you know, and let's say we even want to blitz them too. We're going to be sending our 4-man rush. Like, this isn't bad defense for a 3rd and long situation. We're pass committing them, you know, we're running a cover 3 right here. Now, you have to obviously be understanding and aware of, you know, what they might have on the field. They might call a corner route, and then you might have to jump out there to guard it with your user. But let's just say they call something like this on 3rd and long. Well, we have pretty good defense. You know, we're able to get after the quarterback in a pretty decent time frame. We have a vert hook to help take away their post right here. You can see always, or excuse me, this guy's in the vert hook. Always have like some hook zone or vert hook on the field. This time he's actually on like 5 yards, but if it's 3rd and long, maybe put him on 10 or 15, because I will say vert hooks, they do a pretty good job of guarding stuff in this game. But here with your user understanding that, okay, I'm going to maybe lurk this slant and then come back up to the post over the top, and then we're able to get pressure on the quarterback pretty quickly. So basically what I'm saying, on 3rd and long, you don't want to be calling dumb defense where you're just going to allow them to throw the ball over the top and easily pick up a 1st down. Have a good user, understand, you know, your opponent's tendencies throughout the game, and don't just allow them to easily pick up a huge chunk yards, like 12 yards in 3rd and 15. Obviously you want to get them to 4th down regardless. Do whatever it takes to get them to 4th down. But having a good user over the top, and then making sure that you're not just, you have zones in the field to help take away their deeper throws, is going to be, you know, very important for you. Understand the situation. Important, but even on 3rd and long, because once you get them on a 3rd and long, you really need to capitalize on that opportunity. All right, so the last thing that we're going to talk about here is having a good user. Having a good user is probably the most important thing that you can actually do on defense, because I will say I've played against people who are very bad at playing coverage. They don't understand how to get their zones to play well, where to put their zones, but they have a good user. And when you have a good user, it's kind of annoying to play against you, because it's like, you know that they're going to, you might set up like a slant post combo, but you know that they're going to have a good user and basically be able to take away both of those routes at the same time, because you don't want to throw at their user. And so what that does is it just makes you a little bit more hesitant to do anything on offense. You need to figure out how to have a good user. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's just say they call this same slant post combo that I was just referring to. Well, they have something like this, and let's just say we knew a slant post combo was coming. So we set up a defense, something like this, where we have a vert hook on the field, we have a curl flat on the field as well to take away their check down, and then we also have another curl flat over here on the left. Well, what's going to happen is, okay, we know that we have a curl flat over here to take away their slant, and so the only thing that we really have to use on this play is their tight end post. So if they go ahead and take the snap here, we're going to lurk the slant, and then, you know, I was a little late to it because I had 2 controllers, but then you want to find a way to get over the top and back up to the post. That's what, you know, having a good user is. You know, right here, if I wasn't caught off guard with 2 controllers, I would have been able to stand tall, guard this slant, and then get all the way back up to the post. That's why having a good user is, because you can see most people, they're not just going to throw this pass. They're going to see that vert hook there. But good offensive players, they're just going to know that they can just highball that pass right over the top of that vert hook and probably catch that ball. But you want to be there with your user, because you understand, like this, for example, would be having a bad user, because you don't have to guard this slant. There's another zone here to help take it away. So you don't have to necessarily guard it with your user. So what instead you want to do is you want to fake like you're guarding it and then get back over the top towards that post and kind of bait your opponent throwing it. I've had so many examples where, I mean, I might be able to find a clip of it where, you know, they have a crosser, they're in gun bunch, right? So they have a crosser on their slot receiver RB, and then they have a running back angle route. Well, I've been able to lurk up to the crosser and then come back down and take away their running back angle route, and then I've gotten a pick 6 off of it. or I might have lurked their angle route and then been able to get back up to their crosser and pick that off. So having a good user is so important to be able to play good defense in this game. It makes playing offense against you very tough and very annoying because you're always on edge whenever you're throwing the ball. And also another element that they added to this game was switch stick. That's also part of having a good user. Be able to use that switch stick feature to be able to switch defenders mid-play and take away stuff, you know, in the middle of the play. So many different ways that you can have a good user, but just understanding what routes are in the field, take away the primary threat, the deepest route, and then be able to bait your opponent into making, you know, bad reads on any given play. So yeah, that's a very important tip, and let's jump right to the outro. All right, so there we go. 5 tips, 5 ways on how you can become better on defense here in college football 25. Again, not related to the defense that you're on. Obviously, I'm in the nickel 3-3 stack because that's the primary defense I like to run. It's what I feel the most comfortable using, but it really doesn't matter what your defensive play call is or whatever defense you run. Shooting a gap can be done out of any formation. And then, you know, having a good user can be done out of any formation. So all of these things can be done out of any defense, any formation. Just practice implementing them and you will become better over time. But don't forget below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. Check me out on TikTok for more short video tip clips, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.